In the city of Verona, two powerful families have been feuding for a long time, the Montagues and the Capulets. Their conflict spreads throughout the streets of the city and always leads to violent clashes. One night, Romeo Montague attends a masquerade ball at the Capulet house with his friends, despite being forbidden from being there. At the ball, he meets Juliet Capulet. The two fall in love at first sight, without initially knowing that they belong to rival families. The Capulet family decides to hold a grand party in their mansion. Lord Capulet invites all the nobles of the city, including Paris, a nobleman who seeks to marry Juliet. Lady Capulet encourages her daughter Juliet to consider marrying Paris. Romeo sneaks into the party disguised, accompanied by Benvolio and his cheerful friend Mercutio. There, Romeo sees Juliet for the first time, is enchanted by her beauty, and completely forgets about Rosalind. They exchange glances and sweet words, falling in love during their first meeting. However, they soon discover that they belong to the feuding families, and they are shocked by the bitter reality. That night, Romeo cannot forget Juliet, so he sneaks into the Capulet garden. He stands beneath her balcony and hears her talking to herself, expressing her love for him despite his being from the Montague family. Romeo decides to reveal his presence, and they pledge eternal love to each other. The two agree to marry secretly the next day with the help of Friar Lawrence, who believes that their marriage might end the feud between the families. The following morning, Romeo and Juliet go to Friar Lawrence, who marries them in a small church away from everyone's eyes. But their happiness does not last long. After the secret wedding, Mercutio, Romeo's friend, meets Tybalt, who provokes him and challenges him to a duel. Romeo tries to intervene and stop the fight, but he fails. During the duel, Tybalt fatally wounds Mercutio, who collapses to the ground, mocking his fate. In a fit of rage and grief, Romeo avenges his friend by striking down Tybalt. This leads to Romeo being banished from Verona by the prince's decree. Romeo goes to Juliet to bid her farewell before leaving for Mantua. They spend a sorrowful night together and part at dawn. Juliet is left in despair, especially after her father insists that she marry Paris. Juliet refuses to marry Paris, angering her father. She seeks help from Friar Lawrence, who proposes a plan. She drinks a potion that makes her appear dead for 42 hours. After her burial, Romeo will be informed of the truth so he can return and escape with her. Romeo drinks the potion and goes to Juliet's tomb. He faints at her feet. When Juliet wakes up and finds Romeo unconscious,